Okay, class, today we're looking at lesson 105. Now, lesson 105 takes what we have already been doing with ratio boxes and adds in the fact that we can also use these ratio boxes with percent problems. Okay? So, let's think about a percent. In this problem, I used the percent of 30%. Okay, let's talk about what 30% means. Okay? 30% means 30 out of 100. Okay? Guess what? This is a ratio. A percent is the same thing as a ratio. That's why we can use a ratio box. Okay? So we're going to expand our knowledge about ratio boxes to use this same format in solving percent problems. Okay? So let's use this first example to help us. These examples are different than the examples in your book, so that I wanted to do that so that you can look in your book for more examples if you need more help. Okay? So in this case, I said 30% of the students are girls. If 6 students are girls, how many students are there? Okay, so let's think about what this means. 30%. That means 30 out of 100, right? 30%. Okay, so first of all, when we start using these ratio boxes, we always label at the top, we usually say ratio and actual count. Well, this time we're not using ratio, we're going to use percent. Okay, so I'm going to put percent and actual count. Okay, the other thing we got to decide is what are our categories? Well, in this problem we're using girls, so that means the part that aren't girls are boys, and then how many students are there, so we need a total category, right? So they start with girls, so I'm going to use girls first. Girls, and then boys, and then total. Okay? Now, this right here tells me how many girls and the total. Okay? So once I know one piece of information about my percent category, I can fill the whole thing in. Girls in the percent means 30 out of 100 total. If I know this part and I know the total, I can figure out the boys by subtracting 30 from 100. That means 70% of the class must be boys, because 30 plus 70 makes 100. Okay, are you seeing how this works, guys? 30% means 30 out of 100. Okay, and if 30% are girls, then the other 70% must be the boys. Okay, that's what I kind of like about percent problems. If I know one number in the percent category, I can fill out the whole percent category. Okay, so let's go to the next sentence. If 6 students are girls, 6 are girls. So in my actual count, the 6 goes with the girls. Okay, how many students are there? Are they asking us how many boys there are or how many total students there are? Well, this says how many students, so they are asking us for the total. Okay, now I'm going to keep the row with the thing I'm looking for, and I'm going to keep the other row that's complete. So that means I can get rid of this row. Now I can form my proportion. 30 over 100 is equal to 6 over total. Okay, now I hope you see that 30 over 100 reduces to 3 over 10. That way our numbers don't get so big. Okay, so I can see to get from 3 to 6, I multiply by 2. So I multiply by 2 down here. That means my total number of students has to be 20. Okay, so we're taking the information they're giving us, we're putting it into a ratio box, but instead of ratio being our first category, we're going to make it percent. Okay? I think these are easier because percents are out of 100. Okay? Okay, let's try a couple more. Okay, so this one says 20% of the cats were asleep. If 40 cats were asleep, how many were not? Okay, so I want you to draw your ratio box in your notes. Okay. Now, think about what we need to put up top here. Go ahead and do it. we need to put percent and actual count, right? Think about what our categories down here are going to be. Okay, I hope you chose asleep, not asleep, and total, or something along those lines. Okay? So it says 20% of the cats were asleep. So here's my asleep category. Here's my percent. So 20% were asleep. Now go ahead and fill in the rest of your percent column. Hint, we know the total is 100 because 20% means 20 out of 100. Hopefully you figured out that the not asleep number for the percent would be 80. Okay? If 40 cats were asleep, so the actual count of the asleep cats is 40. How many were not asleep? So I'm looking for this one here. Okay? So I'm going to keep the row with the item I want to find, and I'm going to keep the other row that's complete. Get rid of this row. You end up with 20 over 80 is equal to 40 over not asleep. See if you can figure out how many cats were not asleep. Okay, with my proportion, I saw that to get from 20 to 40, I just multiplied by 2. So down here, I'm going to multiply by 2. So that gave me 160 cats that were not asleep. Okay, that's a lot of cats. Okay? Okay, let's try another. My book cost $16 on a sale, which was 80% of the full price. So that $16 I paid was 80% of the full price. Okay? So what was the full price of the book? Okay, so this one's a little harder. Okay? I bet, though, that you can fill out the top part here, right? Go ahead and do that. Draw your ratio box. Fill out the top. Hopefully you put percent and actual count. Okay? Now, down here, the categories are a little harder. Okay? So I decided to make my categories the sale price, the sale, and then the discount, or what you saved. Okay? And then full price is down here for the total. Okay? You could have called this total. You could have called this how much you save. Okay? So it says that the $16 is what I paid on the sale price. So under actual, I'm going to put the $16 here. Okay? This was 80% of the full price. So the sale is 80%. The sale price is 80%. Down here, the full price has to be the 100%. And the discount must be 20%. They must have taken 20% off the price. So they want us to find the full price of the book, so that's here. See if you can create your proportion and solve it to find the full price. Okay, so I'm just going to erase this so I can have some room here. I decided to get rid of this category. My proportion is 80 over 100 is equal to 16 over full price. Okay? Now to make my multiplying easier, I reduced 80 over 100 to 4/5. 4 over 5 is equal to 16 over full price. Okay? Now hopefully you saw that to get from 4 to 16, I multiply by 4. 5 times 4 is 20. So the full price of the book must have been $20. Okay? Okay. So in your textbook, under your practice set, I want you to do A and B on the practice set for lesson 105. Pause your video, complete that, and then start it back up again. Okay, so on the first one, it said that, oops, I gotta get my book. I forgot what the, what the example said. It said that 40% of the cameras were digital. I couldn't remember what the D stood for. Okay, so we've got 40% are digital. Okay, that means 60% must be not digital to get our 100% total. Okay, and then it told us that 24 cameras were not digital. So I put the 24 there. So then it asked us how many cameras were in the store. So I circled there. So I want to keep the row of the thing I want to find. I want to keep the other row that's complete and get rid of this one. So 60 over 100 is equal to 24 over the total. I reduced 60 over 100 to 3/5. Then I saw to get from 3 to 24, I multiplied by 8. So 5 times 8 give me 40 for the total cameras in the store. Okay? Okay, now B is talking about the team members who played or didn't play. Okay? So it said that 70% played. So I put 70%. That means 30% didn't play to give me a total of 100%. Okay? So then it said 21 team members did play. How many didn't play? So I want to keep the row, the thing I want. I want to keep the other row that's complete. Got rid of this one. Okay? So 70 is to 30 as 21 is to those that didn't play. I reduced this to 7/3. 7 over 3 is equal to 21 over the didn't play. To get from 7 to 21, I multiply by 3. 3 times 3 is 9 that didn't play. Okay? Okay, guys. I hope you guys have a great day. And I hope to see you all soon. Take care, guys. Bye.